Hi, I'm Jo Ingram and welcome to Action Taker Tribe podcast. Last night I was in a Zoom room with the most amazing new female entrepreneurs who are all building their businesses from scratch, doing all the things and stepping into their purpose. It was my privilege to help some of them move forward and take the next step along the way. And some of the questions they asked were so universal to many of us building our businesses for the first time that I was inspired to share them with you on this podcast today. First up is Margot, a life coach, and I'm sure you can empathise how hard it is to find your perfect client avatar, particularly when you're looking for your very first paying clients. And it's so essential to charge your worth. And as you will hear, it can be challenging to navigate your price point at the start. And then Kathy asked a question that I'm sure you can relate to, which is around showing up on camera and being visible for your business. Kathy's launching a business where she produces roasted garlic. And her question about creating content is one that I hear frequently, but it does not have to be that hard. Both Margot and Kathy graduated the Made to Do This program with Kathy Heller, which I also graduated about a year ago. It helped us all start to find our purpose and take our first steps. So if you hear us mention it, you'll know what we're talking about. I can't wait to share these questions with you. Come on, let's dive in.
Hi, thank you, Jo. I haven't really gotten my business off the ground yet because I still have one more year for retirement, but I do want to start getting my feet wet. I'm a certified life coach, and my avatar is midlife women who really want to make a change in their life so they can, live their life's purpose and have the most fulfilling life. I know everybody else is doing it, right? But it's me. Anyways, I have had many clients who have worked with me and have really enjoyed the process and gotten a lot out of it. I've seen them and make advances, but then with my 1 hour discovery session. But then when I tell them, if you'd like to move forward, my fee is such and such, which is really low, by the way. Usually here in the Northeast, you get paid a minimum of $100 to $200 an hour for life coaching. And I say, well, because you're made to do this, or because you're in this group or whatever, I will let you do it for $25, an hour. And all of a sudden they don't want to do it, and I mean, it's hard to even set something realistic if people aren't even willing to pay that. So I guess they're not my people, but I guess I'm having a hard time reaching my people. I don't know what I'm looking for, Jo.
I mean, there's a couple of things sort of tangled up in that, isn't there? It's like, I mean, I completely agree with what Jennifer says in the chat, which is maybe your fees are too low. And there is a truth to people going, oh, $25, I don't know, is it really worth it? And they just, it sounds just uncomfortably low. I don't know how I can even phrase that. It's like, oh, okay, like maybe it suggests that you're not putting enough value in yourself, and maybe energetically what people are absorbing is, if she doesn't value herself more than $25 an hour, what kind of transformation am I likely to get? And I'm not saying that this is a conscious thought, but I think that when people charge too little, there's an element of suspicion, like, really? Why is it so cheap? And there's probably a matter, like saying just because you're made to do this, it isn't the same as saying, look, these are my fees, and because you're made to do this, you get a 10%, 15% discount, which, is great. I offer discounts to people that come through Made to Do This, or I offer bonuses to them all the time, because they're the people that I love to work with the most, because we've got a common basis of understanding, and I know that I'm going to create great transformation and feel lit up and amazing and all of that. Love it. But you've got to create a sense of self-worth that radiates on them, first of all. But also there's the question, are you talking to the right people? And, sometimes talking and radiating into Made to Do This all the time gives us a false sense of security or otherwise, in that this isn't the reality about the wider world out there and the sort of clients that we need beyond the reef. We have to sort of get ourselves out into the big wide world, because we can't scale otherwise. And, when you look at your client base of midlife women who have the pain points that you will know about, their lack of purpose and overwhelm and directionless and all the things that you found out about them, there's only going to be a percentage of them in Made to Do This. And then you've got all the other people doing something along the same lines for midlife women. And it's a difficult pool to fish in. Mm-hmm. Have you got any thoughts about how you might sort of expand out of it?
Well, I think eventually when I have more time, I'm going to start a community group, which could eventually turn into a membership group. But I know that's a lot to invest for time and whatnot. And I want to make sure that I'm investing in the right area. I'm like in the beginning stage. I just reached out to someone to help me with my logo. I don't even have a landing page. Like when it comes to technology, I'm the worst. And it's very intimidating. And I know there's a lot of people like me and Made to Do This that are where they are because of technology. Like I'm comfortable with what I do and what I offer to people, but it's the technology that holds me back. So
yeah, I mean, it is difficult. The solution when it comes to tech is, well, I mean, what possible solutions are there? Number one, learn it all yourself, which for some people is a possibility. I threw myself in and learned all the tech, or a lot of tech. It was very time consuming. But luckily that was something that was in my ability to do. But what if you haven't got the time, or you know that it isn't something that you've got the ability to do? Well, then you have to get a bit of help, and you just have to admit to yourself that I need to bring in that help. I mean, I get it, because I realized that there were these little problems. They're like, I don't know how to make a landing page, or how do you make a reel? And what do you mean Linktree? How do we do that? And these sorts of questions. So I just recorded myself doing all of those things, and I put them in a little vault in Kajabi. So now I can just go, so now this week we're doing your landing page, and I'm not going to waste time telling you how to do the tech. Here's the video, and it's in my vault, and it's of me doing it. So it's exactly what I would have told you anyway. But you've got to kind of just navigate it and overcome it. And one final thing to say to you on this, Margot, is that this doesn't have to be a reason to put up blocks and barriers about building your business, because it's a lot about the stories that we tell ourselves. We go, I can't do tech. I'll say, Margot, how's your website going? Oh, terrible, I can't do tech. It's like, it's like, we just got to go, I can do tech, and I do it like this. She does it. I can do tech. I found a way around it. I didn't launch a website. Too hard, didn't do it. Instead, I created just one single landing page that somebody helped me with. And right now that's good enough for me. That's it. Just sort of make sure that you're progressing with your dreams, irrespective of the tech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get there. Thank you very much, Jo. You're very inspiring.
Okay, we've got a little bit of time if anybody else just wants to ask something. Kathy, what would you like to say?
I have a lot of ideas in my head, but I don't like to be on that side of the camera. I like to be on the back side of the camera. Can I do reels of other people talking about my garlic?
100%. You don't have to be on camera. You can not only have other people, but you could create a little garlic character. I don't know, stick some bubble eyes on the garlic and have it talk. Just have some fun with it. There's a lot that you can do, but I would also just challenge you just a little, Kathy, because that's important and it's who I am, to say, why don't you want to be on this side of the camera? You're gorgeous. You're so warm, and you've got a lovely smile, and what you have to say is important, and you are the personality behind your brand, and you are Garlic Kathy. And you had a cohort of 880 odd people, and everyone knew Garlic Kathy. Everyone knows you. And I think that you would be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't overcome it and put yourself out there.
Can't think of enough content for a reel or even in a Facebook Live, unless somebody challenges me, go live for 3 days and talk about this and talk about that. Yeah.
Okay, so what I do to solve this, and I've got a podcast episode on this, which I'm going to share. That's basically, it's a mind mapping technique. I'm sure you've all heard of mind maps, but if you haven't, it looks like a spider diagram. It's like you draw in the middle and draw a circle and you draw lots of spikes out of it. And then you draw a bunch more circles and you draw spikes out of each one of those. And what I do is I do a complete mind mapping exercise that gets all of the content ideas and experience and knowledge and thoughts out your head onto a mega mind map. And whenever you say to yourself, I don't have any content, you go to the mind map and you pick one. You go like, for example, I know nothing about garlic except it's very lovely. But, you know, if you could imagine your garlic thing, if it's like how it's made, recipes that black garlic is great in, name 3 things that you could talk about: how it's made, recipes you use it in.
The health benefits.
Health benefits, amazing. I bet it looks gorgeous in whatever containers you use to ship it out. How it has to be stored properly. There's and so even if I just zero in on health benefits, give me 3 things that would go under the heading, the health benefits of garlic.
Health benefits for garlic. It lowers your cholesterol, lowers your blood pressure, and keeps the vampires away. No.
That's cool. That's really, really cool. So pick one of those. Let's go with keep the vampires away. And create a really funny little thing about keeping the vampires away. And that's what it has to be. And you create a personality around, but the point is that you know way more than you think you do. And a piece of content for social media is one tiny thing. It's not give me the contents of your entire life, entire program, entire process in one reel or one post. It's pick one tiny thing and talk about it. Just a nugget, really.
Okay.
But it's really not as hard as you think it is to come up with lots of different content approaches. I mean, there's so much that you can talk about once you actually get it down on paper. And this is the reason why I love my mind map, by the way. It's like when it's all in here, it's too easy, particularly on a low vibration day, to go, oh, I don't have anything. I don't know. But actually, when it's on a piece of paper, you can literally go, boop, yeah, that. Or you can let your vibration lead you, which is where I'm at these days. And you can look at it and look through it and see which one excites you. And do that. Actually, I feel really inspired. Today, I feel cheeky. I'm going to talk about the vampires. And another day, you'd be like, no, I have no sense of humor. Right. The way I package the garlic, that's going to be the one. It's like, you know, having the nice shots of the products. Although we're talking about garlic, this is true of everyone here and every business that we're doing. We all have lots and lots and lots of different elements to it that perhaps we don't give ourselves credit for. That becomes content once we sort of open our minds and particularly get it on a piece of paper. I mean, I made lots of mistakes when I did some of my early content. I was like trying to educate them on really big things in one tiny space. Here's the 17 steps that you need to take in order to transform. It's like, no, pick one and then just talk about it. And then this is the great thing. Then I've got 16 other bits of content, right? If I had 17 steps. I so appreciate Margot and Kathy asking questions that we can all relate to. And if you'd like to connect with Margot, you can reach her on Facebook. Her name is Margot Janak, that's Janack. And to connect with Kathy, on Facebook she's called Garlic Kathy, that's Kathy. And you can also find her as KS Roasted Garlic. Now to round off today's episode, I need to give a big shout out to Nikki Hadcroft. Nikki supports women who've had a primary breast cancer diagnosis as a badass cancer thriver coach. And it has been my honour and privilege to help her craft her offer and build her business at this early stage. And I'm so delighted for her getting a shout out by none other than Cathy Heller on her wildly successful podcast, Don't Keep Your Day Job.
Okay, now I want to give a shout out to some of our Made to Do This alumni. So Nikki said, I have big news after a fabulous conversation with the awesome and wonderful Carolyn Holmes about my money mindset and the financial positioning of my offer. I had a great discovery call with a potential Cancer Thriver client. I pitched the $1,000 offer as well as a couple of more comfortable packages for me to discuss. And she has confirmed today that she is signing up for the $1,000 package. OMG, this is incredible. This will pay for my mortgage this month. I know that I still need to do some work around my money mindset and my own value, but thanks to my coaching from Joe Ingram and the kick up the butt from Carolyn Holmes, I'm getting there. Nikki, this is incredible. It's amazing. I'm so proud of you for working on your money mindset and putting that price on your offer. Look at what incredible things happen when you give yourself permission to welcome the abundance. Also, Carolyn and Joe, who are both Made to Do This alumni, you are both such superstars. Thank you for lifting Nikki up to this next level.
If you want to get in touch with Nikki, you can join her Facebook group called the Badass Primary Breast Cancer Thrivers Hub, or find her on Instagram as @just_be more. And Carolyn Holmes, who you also heard mentioned, helps parents of children with autism, and you can find her at our website, abroaderspectrum.ca. Now, I've had masses of fun this week, reaching out, connecting with new people, having inspired conversations, and generally just enjoying the fact that I connect with people who inspire me every single day. I hope you're also having an action-filled week. Take care. Bye now.